I don't know if you've ever seen this box appear at any time when you've been using Dragon, but it's very important that you pay attention to it and exactly what it's asking you to do. Now, we're in Dragon Naturally Speaking here. This is version 13 Premium. This is for Windows. Obviously, we are running Dragon in Windows here via Parallels on a Mac. So I do apologise, the microphone isn't the best. I'm actually talking through the webcam right now because my main microphone is actually being used by Dragon here in Windows in the virtual machine. So every now and again Dragon will put up a little box like this asking you if you want it to learn from documents and messages. Now, the intention behind this is good. You know, it's asking whether you would like Dragon to personalize itself to your vocabulary. However, you've got to be very careful with this, and the first thing I would say is you absolutely do not want it to scan your sent emails. Okay, now that is something that I would never recommend, purely because Dragon does two things, and I'll show you how we do this on the Mac version as well in a moment. But Dragon does two things, okay? It learns your vocabulary, but it also, and it learns your voice basically, but it also learns your writing style. Now, the problem with sent emails, emails are very different to, you know, fiction writing or non-fiction or whatever it is that you might be writing in book format or long format. Sent emails or emails in general tend to be more, you know, quick messages you send, and also, although it'll scan only, it says your sent emails in, say, Outlook or whatever it is that it's going to use, those sent emails will also contain the transcripts of replies from other people's emails, so it'll actually scan their vocabulary and writing style as well, and you don't want that. That's the last thing you want. That's going to really mess up your profile. So what I would do is just say, don't remind me again about that. You want to be in control of how you train Dragon, so I'm going to get rid of that. Instead, if you come up to here at any time, you can do this. If you go to vocabulary, okay, we have the option here, and we've always got it, to learn from specific documents, okay? Now, we'll come back to that in a second. We've also got the classic read text to improve accuracy over here. Now, Dragon, both on the Mac and PC, is big on wanting you to learn, let it learn how you speak, and it gives you all of these training texts that you can use. I would strongly recommend that you completely ignore these. Okay, beyond the initial microphone setup, there is no reason to use any of these. All you are doing is reading Dragon somebody else's writing. Okay, so it is going to learn their writing style, not yours. So do not do that. Instead, just, if you ever want to train it, okay, in that way, and I do recommend you do it, maybe print out 2,000 words of something you've written, okay, and just read that to Dragon as if you were dictating to it normally. And then any mistakes it makes, just correct those mistakes, and there you go. You've trained it using your own text. Okay, so just do that. Don't use these at all. But it does pay to feed it your own documents, especially if you've got some really long work that you'd like to feed it. So something like, you know, a 20,000 or 30,000 plus word document. And to do that, you just go up to the vocabulary menu in Naturally Speaking and go to learn from specific documents. And there we go. It'll give you the option then to start importing documents. Now, you notice we've got find unknown words. So if it identifies anything it doesn't know, like maybe swearing or unusual names, you can have it find those and ask you to train it on those. And you've also got the option for it to adapt to your writing style, okay? And that's the important bit. You want it to know how you write, not how the people in those training texts write. So to do this, you just add a document You can also do it from Google Docs. The easiest way to do this is to just go into Word or go into whichever word processor you use, save a document as a rich text file, an RTF, okay? And just make sure that it's story, nothing else, or whatever it is you write. So take out any front matter, any back matter, and just make sure that it's actual, your actual writing that is contained. So do a little edit on it, save it as an RTF, and then feed it in via the add document option there. And I would only do this once or twice. I wouldn't go crazy with this, okay? Because you want it to learn from your voice more than anything. But this is a useful way of feeding it an awful lot of your writing style very quickly, okay? So we're going to switch over now to the Mac, and I'm going to show you how to do this in Dragon for the Mac as well. Okay, so we are back on the Mac and back on a better microphone as well. So what I'm going to do now is show you how to do that exact same operation using Dragon for Mac. And you just go up to your Dragon menu here. And first of all, I'm going to show you what not to do, like I did for the Windows side of things. You want to come down to Improve Recognition. And this is the one you're going to want to choose, which is vocabulary training. We'll come to that in a minute. But you see the one up here, voice training. That's the one we don't want to use, okay? That is the same as you just saw in Dragon Naturally Speaking, where it wants you to read stories written by other people. So you see it gives you these options here. Don't do that. Same reasons. What you have to remember is both Dragon Naturally Speaking and Dragon for Mac share the exact same voice recognition model, okay? They have the same engine, okay? So although the programs are very different in how they're packaged, they share the exact same recognition engine. So you don't want to do what you would do in one in the other either, okay? So treat them the same in that sense. So instead we're going to go up to the Dragon menu, we're going to go to Improve Recognition, and you're going to go to Vocabulary Training, and there's the option there to feed it some documents, some Word documents or whatever. So for example, I've got one here. You can either add it that way, where it brings down your little file manager, or you can cancel that, or you can just drag it in like that, okay, and drop it. Okay, I'm not going to do it because I've obviously already set up this profile. But that's it. That's how you do it. You press the little forward arrow and let it do its thing. So that's a great way for you to be able to train Dragon exactly how you want it, exactly how you speak, exactly how you write. So don't forget, it'll learn your voice, but it'll also learn your writing style. So follow those instructions. You should have some great accuracy as a result. What I recommend again is just a document of, I don't know, 20,000 words, something like that. Maybe, certainly no more than like 200 pages. Anything beyond that is just going to confuse Dragon. So you want to keep it, reasonably short, not too long, okay? And then just train it by dictating something you've written. So print it out, 2,000 words, 3,000 words, whatever. Don't go crazy, and just dictate to it as if you were dictating it as a brand new story or brand new document. And any mistakes Dragon makes, correct them, and voila, you have trained Dragon based on your own voice and your own writing style.